What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Martin Bakole. Get this, Martin Bakole blasts Dillian Whyte for his anti-AJ comments, saying that AJ was over the hill, or AJ is finished, and AJ needs to retire. And this is what Martin Bakole said. He said, on the contrary, Dillian Whyte is finished, and Dillian Whyte should retire, and AJ is not done. Let me counterpunch. First off, I can appreciate the strategy, and it's obvious why Martin Bakole said that for two reasons. One, he's going to fight AJ. They've already signed, so they say, right? Ben Shalom confirmed. Martin Bakole confirmed. We haven't heard any confirmation from AJ yet, but we have heard the promoter and the fighter stating that AJ has signed, and Turkey, we already know, wants it. Okay? That's one. Two, get this. Dillian Whyte, Martin Bakole don't like each other anyway. They bump heads. They had one of the nearly smash in, a near run in at some fight. I can't remember who was fighting, but I think they were in Scotland. And Dillian Whyte was there, and he called Martin Bakole a PDF file, okay? And Martin Bakole and Dillian Whyte were, they were going to come to blows. Dillian Whyte wanted him to come upstairs and for something, I don't know what that was. I guess probably to get away from cameras, so he can do some diabolical stuff to Martin Bakole or whatever, right? But, so they don't like each other anyway. And actually, I think that would be a dream fight. That's, okay, Martin Bakole to Dillian Whyte is kind of like Anthony Joshua to Jarrell Miller. They do not like each other genuinely. They don't. Jarrell Miller does not like Anthony Joshua, and it's mutual. The same for these two guys. Okay, Martin Bakole and Dillian Whyte, if you put them in the same room, something bad would happen. Okay, something very, very bad would happen. But I say this. All this retirement stuff is really bringing down the sport, I think. I think people use the retirement bid too much. And all it really does is it makes people not believe that fighters are actually retiring. They're just taking a break. You know what I mean? Like Tyson Fury just retired. Shakur Stevenson said he's going to retire. Teofimo Lopez said that, hey, I'm thinking about retiring. Devin Haney retired and then came back with Freddie Roach. So all of these retirement titles are it's just overused. I think we should stop with all that. I think, these fighters should stop with all that. Stop using that word. Just say hiatus. I think that's better to say. Instead of retired, because retired is just, it's supposed to be final. Like, hey, I've retired from the sport of boxing. Give him his flowers if you haven't gave his flowers already. That's retirement. But, AJ, he shouldn't retire. He got beat by a young, strong Daniel Dubois, and I think he definitely overlooked him. So, no, he shouldn't retire. Dillian Whyte, on the other hand, he got that 2-year issue with the contaminated drug sample in 2022, was it, or was it 23? I can't remember. Right? I think it was 23. And he just came back to the sport last year. So he probably was 22. So he's been out of the ring for a while, and he's 36, so he's wasted 2 years. And the question you ask yourself is, what type of performances can you expect from Dillian Whyte fighting the guys that he's fought, Teta and guys like Christian Hammer? Because they got some hungry, young fighters, bro. Okay, Martin Bakole is a big dude. So is Dillian Whyte, but I don't think he's bigger than Bakole. Bakole's a tad bigger. I would like to see them face to face, but I would say Bakole's here and maybe Dillian Whyte's probably here, looking up at him, right? So, yeah, I think that Martin Bakole is defending his own future triumph. You have to take care of your investment. You can't talk bad about the guy that you're trying to promote yourself to fight. And you can't let anybody else do that either, right? Because Dillian Whyte, that's what he's saying. But of course, Dillian Whyte and AJ have a rivalry going because they fought once before. Well, twice. Once in the amateurs where Dillian Whyte defeated AJ. And then, of course, AJ and Dillian Whyte got it on, I believe, in 2015 at the O2. Okay, so they have history, and then they were signed to fight a couple times, and it just didn't happen. And I'm glad it didn't. I mean, I think certain things are meant for a reason. And I'm glad that reason happened for that fight not happening. But nonetheless, Mark Bakole, counter punches Dillian Whyte. You guys tell me what you think of Martin Bakole blasting back at Dillian Whyte because of his anti-AJ comments. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch.